Piyush, I want to ask you specific questions about the U.S. tariff agreement. So under the terms of the agreement, the U.S. will reduce the reciprocal tariffs to 18%. But they will still continue to impose the basic customs duties on top of the RT. For example, they impose 7% customs duties on shrimp plus 2.5% anti-dumping and 2.5% countervailing and plus 18%. We, on the other hand, will bring down our customs duties to zero, and we obviously don't have any RT. On the face of it, it doesn't look like a balanced deal, but do you think this disadvantage will be offset, more than offset, by the huge market, the 30 trillion market the US is providing?
Listen, Joshi, trade is all about competitive advantage, comparative advantage.
Right.
So India always had high tariffs, but we still are the fastest growing large economy. In fact, very often the US president quotes this fact that by increasing the tariffs, I will not hurt my economy because it's a competitive situation. So MFN is applied on everybody in the world. The RTs are applied on everybody in the world. It's a matter of fact. So we have to see our competitive advantage over others. And comparatively, India's RTs now amongst our peer countries, peer group of countries, the emerging economies, the developing countries, is amongst the lowest, is actually the lowest. So therefore we are in a sweet spot. We have an advantage over the rest. So China is 35% and we are 18%.
Yeah.
They also pay MFN, we also pay MFN. So it's always the comparative advantage which gives you an edge into the market. It's not just about 30 trillion. That is of course a very compelling case. Our largest trading partner both in goods and services. But the important thing is competitive advantage. Even when we reduce our tariffs, it's about competitive advantage. What we are giving to others as our MFN tariff and what we give to an FTA partner. So I don't think this is a material issue at all. When some people talk about it or try to highlight this, it only reflects that they don't understand international trade and they're only trying to mislead the people. Businesses, by the way, understand this very well.
Right.
So you will see that every business person, every industry association, everybody who does exports, whether farmer produce exports, seafood exports, all have welcomed it because they realize the massive trade advantage that this is going to give India. And it will ultimately help our farmers. We are today the largest, one of the largest exporter of farm products. Are you aware we are exporting $55 billion of farm and fish products every year, 5 lakh crores. All of that is income for our farmers. If now, with all these free trade agreements, we attract investments, which we certainly will, and we start processing all the farmer produce, it'll certainly give them a much bigger value for the farm produce. And farmers' incomes will increase. Look at Amul. Earlier, what was the price our dairy was giving to the milk producers? And after Amul came in and so many other dairies came in, how the price has increased significantly. So I think it's important for people to assess that it's a story where India is moving out from being just a producer of basic goods to now a producer of finished goods. We are now not making components for a smartphone, we are making the smartphone itself. We are now just not supplying cotton and yarn or fabric to the world. We are making high quality textile garments and home decor and upholstery, which goes into the best of products. We are now not just making Kolhapuri chappals as a leather footwear sold with an Indian brand. We are selling Kolhapuri chappals marketed by Prada. This is the new India that all of us are proud to be a part of.
We have committed to purchase $500 billion worth of goods from the United States. That's over the next 5 years. So that comes to $100 billion per year. Basically, we are looking to double our current imports of 50 billion. Right? You have said that the additional 50 billion will come from aircraft, high-end products like chips, etc. Can you clarify that this includes the orders already placed for Boeing aircraft, or is it in addition to that?
everything that we are talking about is in continuation and includes what we already are purchasing. If you will read the joint statement, it says India intends to purchase $500 billion of US energy products, aircraft and aircraft parts, precious metals, technology products, cooking coal, and many other products. Now, let me set this in context. This is over 5 years, 500 billion over the next 5 years. Even today, we are importing between 45 to 50 billion dollars.
Yeah.
These are products which we don't have in India. Do we make aircrafts in India? We are going to need aircrafts. We are going to need engines for aircrafts. We are going to need spare parts. You know, we already have $50 billion worth of orders on Boeing alone for aircrafts. In addition to that, we have orders for engines. In addition to that, we need spare parts. So almost 80-90 billion is already on order for the next 5 years.
Okay.
We will actually need more than that. I read the other day Tata's plans to place some more orders. My sense is we need at least $100 billion plus only for the aviation sector. Only. In addition to that, oil, LNG, LPG, crude oil. It's a matter of fact that we are importing it, not from today. All these things that I'm mentioning, coking coal, our steel industry is at 140 million tons, and we already import about 17-18 billion tons of coking coal. When we reach 300 billion, which is a stated target, and expansion is going on at breakneck speed in the steel industry, we need $30 billion per year of coking coal alone. And all of these products I'm mentioning are already being imported since the Congress time, since UPA was in power. Nothing new. They're growing in the world's fastest growing large economy. There's a growth of demand and consumption of all of these products. In addition, we announced in the budget we want to promote data centers, we want to promote AI mission, we want to promote critical manufacturing and critical minerals processing in India. All of this will require high quality machinery, ICT products, the NVIDIA chips will require machinery for AI, for quantum computing. Where is all of that going to come from? The world's most powerful technology provider is the United States. And in that we are growing almost double digit, 15, 20, 25% a year. We could actually look at data centers. Even one product like data centers being the fulcrum of massive economic growth, and I'll explain how. Data centers will require construction of area and buildings and campuses and all. Huge jobs. Data centers will attract foreign investment, foreign exchange coming in. Data centers, once set up, will give jobs to people who work in that. Data centers require renewable energy. Most data centers look at clean energy sources. So our solar, wind, hydro, nuclear, and we have a 100 gigawatt nuclear plant where also we need equipment from the US in big measure. Our requirement for battery storage, pump storage, all of this will grow. So there will be huge investments, again foreign exchange earnings in all of these renewable energy sectors. That will provide into the grid. So we need to strengthen transmission, strengthen our grid. That will provide jobs for people across the value chain of utilities. Once data centers come up, there's a huge ecosystem around it. More jobs, travel to come and go, more opportunity for aviation. And finally, when we provide cloud services through these data centers internationally, and India's data is the cheapest in the world, probably 3-4% of what the US data costs are. So that will attract more people to India. You're going to earn foreign exchange. 500 billion, if you ask me, is a modicum part of what we are going to need in the next 5 years in these set of imports. We are even today importing $300 billion of goods that can be imported from the US. We are importing from all over the world. That is going to grow up to 2 trillion in the next 5 years. My requirement for these goods, which I just highlighted, in the next 5 years is worth $2 trillion. So I see no problem at all in importing $500 billion. But they have to be able to provide. So I told my counterparts that look, I can assure you that there is demand in India, but you have to be competitive. Boeing has to supply those planes. If I place orders and they don't supply, then I'm not responsible for it.
Yeah. So 100 billion is very conservative.
I think it's extremely conservative for a country which wants to become a $30 trillion economy, which India intends to. If in the next 5 years we don't grow rapidly, how will we ever achieve $30 trillion economy? And we are convinced that for the next 20-25 years, India will be the fastest growing large economy on the earth.
So what's your target for next year? Just for next year, how much would be
Joshiji, the target depends on the buyers and the sellers. Government doesn't buy all of this. But I know for a fact that Google has announced a huge investment in Andhra Pradesh on data centers.
Yeah.
I aggregated all the announcements that have come in so far. My sense is in the next 5 years, we'll see at least 10 gigawatt of data centers. At least, I'm saying. Coming up in different parts of India. Of course, largely Mumbai, Visakhapatnam, areas where the landing of the data cables is currently available. New data cables may also be set up.
Yeah.
So I think this alone will be an investment, in my humble opinion, of about $150 to $200 billion. Just data centers alone.
Wow.
So this is the new India. People have to move out of the shell of living in the past and embrace the future.